an attempt to implement a writing schedule for myself, I have decided to film this vlog. There are a couple of things on my to-do list today. The reason that I've been trying to write a lot this summer is because I'm submitting a fiction sample to Columbia. I'm submitting two main samples. I have a poetry portfolio that I'm submitting for the advanced poetry workshop and a fiction sample that I'm submitting to intermediate fiction. I'm fairly confident that what I've written I'll be able to submit, but today my main goal is to go ahead and get some editing work done. Yesterday, I timed myself and it took me approximately 2 hours to write almost 4,000 words. So I'm hoping to spend another 2 hours writing today. And the way I'll be dividing up my time is spending the first hour editing what's already written. As for the second hour, I want to spend this time writing some more and see if I can get at least 1,000 words in. I put some earrings in because I was starting to feel like I wasn't fully dressed. The sample I'm working on is a psychological fiction novel that I really want to write. And to help me do that, I have some book inspiration right here. At the top is Donna Tartt's Secret History. I have already read through this book and I started rereading it a little bit. A lot of the vibes I'm going for in the novel I'm writing are kind of similar to this one, so I just keep it at the top of my pile in case I need to grab it and do some character research. I also have this new book, The Paper Palace, which I haven't started reading yet. I did see this book a couple months ago in Barnes & Noble and just leafed through some of the pages. I loved the writing style, so I wrote the name of the book down in my notes pad and I was finally able to buy it. I still haven't started reading it, but I am keeping it next to me so I remember to read it. The third book I have is Big Little Lies. I actually just finished watching the show with my mom about a month ago and I absolutely loved it, so I had to buy the actual book. I haven't read too much of it because I've mainly been focusing on writing, but it's right here. The fourth book I have is Know My Name by Chanel Miller. I've read this book before and I don't know why, but I really got an urge to start rereading it, so I've been keeping it. You can see I read about 50 pages the other day. So I've just been leafing through this. This is what my Columbia fiction sample looks like. I have the names of the chapters, so I'm including 2 chapters and then a reduced version of the third chapter. Columbia was asking for 15 to 20 pages of fiction, so as you can see, I've submitted 21 pages, including a cover page. For formatting, I use Times New Roman in 12-point font and double spaced. This is just the most official formatting you can use, and it actually helps me feel more organized while I'm writing. I really enjoy listening to music while I'm writing, but the problem is I can only listen to music if it fits like the genre that I'm writing or the particular vibe. So normally if I'm screenplay writing, I tend to be writing about characters in the modern world, so I like listening to more pop styles of music. For this particular novel though, it is focused on psychological fiction. There are a lot more dark academia themes, so I can only listen to classical music or movie soundtracks. Otherwise, I get really distracted hearing the lyrics. Yesterday, I listened to 2 hours worth of music by Trevor Gurekis, who's a great film composer. And so rather than timing myself, I just use the soundtracks as a way to keep track of how much time I'm spending writing. And usually I'll take a break once I finish a soundtrack. So today, the soundtrack I'm going to be listening to is The Goldfinch by Trevor Gurekis. Yesterday, I listened to the Crowded Room soundtrack, which is also by him. I'm going to go ahead and start writing, and I'll let you know when I take a break. I just finished editing my fiction sample. Based on how long I've been listening to the soundtrack for, this took me a little bit over 30 minutes to do, which is actually pretty good timing. I thought this would take me a lot longer, but then again, this is also a first round of editing. So right now for the sample, I'm at 6,577 words. I cut quite a bit, but I was also able to add a couple of details, and I am still exactly within the 20-page limit. This may be because this is my first round of editing, but I'm not totally satisfied with what I have so far. I know I will be eventually. I just have to go through it a couple more times and get a better understanding of what I'm trying to include within the limitations I have. I've been spending a lot of time with this story for the past few days, so I'm gonna walk away, take a bit of a break before I go back to the original novel draft and write with that.